Evening. Hope everyone's doing well today. Today, we're going to talk to you all about will paying off your collections really fix your credits? Okay, we get this question a lot. Let's go ahead and find out why the answer is yes and why the answer is no. Okay, by the way, we also get people. They ask us all the time via email, in the comments, in the DMs. Can we help you improve your credit score? The answer is yes. We can help you qualify for home ownership. We can also help you lower your car payment, improve your credit score, just like we helped all these people right here on your screen. Scan that QR code or click the link inside the chat, inside the comments below. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. All right. So, first things first, the type of collection is going to matter the most. Okay. The type of collection is going to matter the most. Why is that? Well, for one, there's been a lot of changes that have happened in the last couple of years. Okay. So make sure that you guys know that. All right. A lot of changes have happened in quite some time. Okay. So let's go ahead and start off with medical collections. Okay. Medical collections under $500 are now often excluded from newer credit score models. Okay. A lot of people don't know this, especially in California, in Colorado, in New York. Those are just a handful of, I think it's about 4 states now where medical bills have been officially banned and are now illegal from being added to credit reports. Okay. So that's another video for another time. But either way, and paid collections may be ignored under FICO 9 and Vantage Score 3.0. I'm going to show you guys a chart here in a little bit because a lot of times people spend so much time talking about don't pay your collections, don't do this. Here's the thing. I'm not knocking that advice. However, you got to know there's times when it does make sense. Okay. I'll give you guys a quick example. Shout out to Antoine. I don't know if I'm sure Antoine's probably watching this. If not, he'll chime in a little bit. But Antoine, he's a part of our 850 Club Elite, and he asked a great question. He says, "You know what? I have a collection with a company, but I want to keep that relationship with that company. Would it be no? Is it would it be in my best interest to go ahead and pay that collection?" And of course, at first I said, "Hey, you don't have to," but he says, "I really want to make sure I have the right relationship with them in the future." And so in that case, because a lot of times people are almost bragging, right? People are almost bragging about themselves not paying collections and all this other stuff. It's crazy the advice that people just be telling people, but you got to know the pros and you got to know the cons. But either way, we'll dive a little bit deeper into that in a second. But either way, he wanted to keep that relationship with them. That's what's key. So if you have a collection with, let's say, a utility company, with a major bank, it's only a handful of banks out here, guys. So it's gotta make sense. I want you guys to put in the comments, it's gotta make sense. Okay. Do you want to have that relationship with them? Okay. But here's the thing, most lenders still use older scoring models where paid collections don't help much. Okay. It doesn't really do anything. And that's why we're going to talk about this. Okay. The next thing, what alternatives do you have, right? So let's say, for example, you say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pay the collection for various reasons. I need to pay the collection because my mortgage lender told me I gotta do it, right? That is possible. I want to pay the collection because I want to have the relationship with that bank, right? So these are things that are real because a lot of times we act like, okay, whether you pay the collection or not, whether you get it removed off of your credit report or not, they still have that in their database. They still know that you owe them the money. So I don't know why we act like they don't have this in the database. But anyway, if you do decide this, check this out. Settling for less than a full amount still will help you because that's going to help you save money. We're going to talk about that this week too. Is it better to pay in full or is it better to settle? We won't talk about that today. We'll talk about that sometime this week, okay? But even a settled collection can reduce your risk profile. Short version is it makes it look like you give a damn. Okay. You got to show banks that you actually care. Because if you don't do this, here's what's going to end up happening. You look like the type of person that will borrow the money and never pay them back. You don't want to be, that's not the case. Even people that get things removed off of their credit report, you're doing that to get a higher credit score, right? But you're not just doing that to get the score. You're doing that to get the score. You're doing that to get the house, to get the car, to get the high limit credit card. That way the bank can say, hey, you know what? This makes sense, right? Exactly. So even a settled collection can reduce your risk profile and improve your chances of getting approved for new credit. While it may not improve your score directly, it shows future lenders that you've taken responsibility. Somebody put in the comments, take responsibility. You got to take responsibility, guys, right? Because think about it. You say, hey, bank, I want to borrow $200,000, even though I didn't pay this other company 10,000, 5,000, 1,000, 300, whatever that number is. You got to show them that, hey, listen, I've changed. I know what I look like in the past, but I've changed. Because again, especially if you plan on borrowing money, okay? If you plan on borrowing money in the future, you have to know these types of things, okay? Let's keep going. Next is you may want to remove the collection entirely, not just pay it. Let's talk about this for a second, okay? Now, we all know that paying the collection, okay, or let me say this. Paying doesn't remove the collection, okay, unless the agency agrees to do what they call a pay for delete. Now, don't get me wrong. You can most definitely dispute the collection. It gets removed. We got that, right? We got that. Now, at the same time, right? The other way to do this is to do what they call a pay for delete. Now, pay for delete is real simple. You just simply call a collection company and say, hey, listen, I see that I owe you X amount of dollars. And this is what I tell the 850 Club Elite. I'm going to drop you guys with a gem today. Watch this. I tell all of the community, I tell them do this. Try to see if you can settle it as well as get it removed. Okay. Sometimes you guys just focus on getting it removed and just going about your day. You send a dispute in, you send in the CFPB letter, you do all these things, you get it removed and you just walk away from it. You're not done with it yet. Okay. You got to be done with it the whole way. To be done with it the whole way, you need to make sure that you say, okay, listen, I'm going to go ahead and try to do a pay for delete. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Here's the next thing. If it stays on your credit report, it can still negatively impact your score for up to 7 years. But keep in mind, as it gets older, it doesn't have that much of a weight. Okay. So as it gets closer to 7 years, it's not going to have that much weight into it. Okay. By the way, I got to take a quick pause because I know some people are like, well, does this guy know what he's talking about? Listen, guys, I sold cars for 6 years. I sell homes. I'm FICO certified. So I'm telling you, I'm probably one of the most qualified people on YouTube to talk about these things because I've seen it from different scenarios. I've seen over 10,000 credit reports personally. Okay. So let's keep going. All right. So now you can also dispute it for removal, as I mentioned as well. And I'm going to show you guys a chart because many of you all have never seen this chart that I'm about to show you in a hot second. Okay. Watch this. The timing of the payment can also influence your upcoming goals. Listen, I know many of you all have goals this year. Some of you all want to buy a home this year. Some of you all want to get a car this year. Some of you all want to lease a car this year. You want to lower your car payment, get a high limit credit card, get into a better apartment. Whatever that goal is, you got a goal, right? If you're planning on doing any of those things, refinancing your auto loan, whatever, paying off a collection could help with underwriting. You know how I know this? Because my wife and I own a full real estate firm. We've sold hundreds of homes locally. We've helped thousands of people qualify for homes nationally. There have been many times where the collection came up and it was because it was over a certain amount, usually collections over $2,000. I know some people say, well, Calvin, just dispute it. Just go crazy and just keep waiting until you get disputed. Listen, let me tell you something. Everybody doesn't have time to wait for a dispute for something to get removed. Let me say that again. A lot of people don't have the amount of time to wait to see if it's going to get removed. Now, sometimes things come off the first time, sometimes the second time, sometimes the fifth time. Some of you all are still paying for credit repair right now. And you're on month 3, month 6, month 9, hell, past 1 year. And you're trying to get this item removed. You're paying somebody every single month in hopes that something gets removed. Here's the crazy part. I'm going to tell you something that your favorite credit person won't tell you. Watch this. If you're spending all this money trying to get something removed, you may as well let me take a step back. Add up how much money you've spent, then look at the look at how much you actually owed on that collection. Some of you all have paid thousands of dollars not to pay hundreds of dollars. Let me say that again. Some of you all have paid over $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, $3,000, whatever that number is. You've been paying for credit repair for years. You still paying that person to try to get some removed. Fam, it's $300. You could have just paid the company. They would have removed it for you. You could have just paid the hospital bill and settled it. You could have just paid that eviction and saved yourself money and time. But no, you want to keep going the route that everybody keeps saying, go the route. Now, again, I'm not knocking disputing things and getting things removed. I'm saying you don't have to wait on that. Okay, somebody put in the comments, I don't have to wait. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait. Okay, so even if your score doesn't rise much, timing it right can avoid delays and improve your overall credit profile. That's why we give you the education, the accountability, and game plan that you need to finally take control. Okay, let me show you guys what chart I'm talking about. Now, this is a chart that many of you all have never seen. I know because we just put it together. Okay, so check this out. Let me break this down because a lot of people, they have a little bit of confusion when it comes down to this. Okay, all right, so now let's keep going. All right, so now I'm going to zoom in on this so you guys can actually see this a little better. Okay, I want to make sure we ain't getting, there's no excuses today. I'm gonna make sure you guys get everything you need today. Okay, now watch this. This is how credit scoring models view collection accounts. Now, you can research this. You can go to FICO.com and you can dive deep into their articles. They used to be more upfront with this information, but now you got to dive deep to get this information. Watch this. A lot of people don't know this. Watch this. Versions older than FICO score 8. Let me pause right here. So this means when you're looking to get a mortgage, okay, that's FICO 4. They're looking at one of the FICO 2s but mainly the FICO 4s. That's an older model. By the way, many of you all who have been watching the channel, we all know that many mortgages or mortgage companies, right? They're switching over to the new model by the end of the year. Y'all know that, right? We'll talk about that later. Or you can watch one of the videos we did earlier this year, all the credit changes that's coming in 2025 and beginning of 2026. Okay, but either way, anything older than FICO 8, watch this, may view third-party collection accounts, both paid and unpaid, negatively. What does that mean? That means if you have a collection, let's say you had a phone bill with AT&T. You didn't pay them for whatever reason. No one cares. You ain't got to explain it to me. I don't care. But you had a phone bill with AT&T. You didn't pay it. They sent it to a collection company. That's considered a third-party collection account. And are you guys with me? All right, let's keep going. Now, when you do this, watch this. That's considered a third-party collection account. So whether you pay it or unpay it, whether it has a balance or zero balance, it's going to still hurt your credit report. This is why people say don't pay your collections. It's not going to do anything because they're going off of this information right here. But see, here's the thing. Things change. California's been fighting this for years. This is why medical bills are illegal to be on credit reports as of this year, right? Because I keep up with the industry. Your favorite credit person doesn't, but let's keep going. All right, so now FICO score 8, 9, or 10. Watch this. Ignores third-party collection accounts. However, with an original amount of less than $100, did you know that? If you have a collection on your credit report that's less than $100, it doesn't affect these particular models. Some of you guys are probably thinking, well, Calvin, how many models is it? It's a lot. It's a lot. And some of you all will probably think, well, man, why are they doing this to confuse us? Because the less you know, the more money they will make. Isn't that something? Let's keep going. All right. So now FICO score 9 or 10. Watch this. Ignores third-party collection accounts that are paid in full. Let me zoom in on this one because this is the number one reason. This right here in front of your screen, this is the number one reason the number one reason why there is a difference between your Credit Karma score, one of the reasons I should say, and your FICO scores is because many of you all have paid your collections. Watch this. And Vantage Score says, listen, if you pay your collections, we're not going to factor that into your credit scores. Now, I know what some of you guys are thinking. And those are and the only people that's thinking this is those that don't watch my channel. You're probably saying, oh, well, Vantage Score, that's Credit Karma. That doesn't matter anymore. You may want to get caught up because the mortgage industry is going to be using FICO and Vantage Score. Matter of fact, I got some news that nobody has been talking about, and we're going to keep you guys posted on what's going on in the credit industry a little bit faster. I got some good stuff on the way. But anyway, check this out. That's because they don't know. So that means that people that want to go into home ownership, people that want to go into refinancing their homes, because y'all know when these interest rates drop, people are going to start refinancing their homes. Am I right? So when you start refinancing your home and looking for a lower interest rate, you better be in position. But when people been laughing at Credit Karma, say, oh, man, I checked my Credit Karma score and all. The game is changing. Do you know why the game is changing? Because FICO just increased their price for credit reports when mortgage companies pay for them. It went from single digits to now over $90 for a credit report. Okay. Now you're probably thinking, well, wasn't it always that? No, that was just what mortgage companies was charging you. They about to charge you a lot more. Isn't that crazy? But that's a whole nother conversation. Y'all got to stick around for that one. But anyway, then you also have Vantage Score 4.0. It distinguishes medical collections from other types of collections. But y'all know that this is getting old too, because Vantage Score 5.0 is going to be coming out next year. I'll keep you posted on that one, because who else is going to do that? Who else is going to keep y'all posted on this stuff? All right. But anyway, let's keep going. Is this good information? Yes or yes? This is good information? Yes or yes? I'm sure it is. Let's keep going. Check this out, guys. Now, I know that you all have credit goals you're looking to accomplish this year. I'm not done yet, by the way, but I want to make sure we got an understanding here. I want to make sure you got an understanding. There are people that can most definitely help you improve your credit score. But here's the problem. That's where a lot of them stop. They say, oh, yeah, I get that removed for you. Show me your credit report. I get that removed for you. And that's probably where it's going to stop. Right? If all goes well, and I hope everything does go well, and I'm not knocking them by any measure. However, we are goal oriented at 850 Club Credit. We have been goal oriented since 2012, which means we focus on what you're trying to do. Increasing your credit score, that's easy. We're more so focused on what do you want to do with this score? You just want to walk around telling everybody you got a 700 credit? Why? Why are we bragging on this? What are you going to do with this? I know people that have amazing credit scores that hate their landlords. You know why? Because no one told them that they could buy a house. I know people with amazing credit scores, right? I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I've seen people with amazing credit scores still complaining about their car payments. You know why? Because no one told them that they could refinance their auto loan, right? I've seen people complain about certain credit cards that they have, certain neighborhoods that they live in, certain school districts that they are around. But they didn't know that they can move anytime they want to because no one told them that they qualify, right? Listen, many of you all qualify and don't even know it. And y'all don't know it. But that's why I'm here to tell you. So check this out. So we got a client here. Listen, he just did a couple things. Credit score went up 43 points. Okay, that's one person. But check this out. Listen, this is our 850 Club elite member of the day. Shout out to Marcus. I'm sure he's going to be in the chat somewhere, either during this live. I'll be in the comments in a little bit. Okay. We got Facebook in here too. So y'all finna see, listen, we got Facebook in here. I forgot. I didn't even realize that all these videos, Facebook was not in. Y'all gonna see Facebook because we got some people that's from Facebook in here. So either way. So Marcus Elwood, shout out to Marcus, man. Check this out. He says, I just wanted to reach out to the community and tell you, if you haven't gotten a game plan from Calvin, by the way, that's me, or his team, you need to. Why is that? Calvin told me to do a couple of things with my credit card situation and being an authorized user. Watch this. Then in my plan, told me to apply for one of two of the credit cards. Why did I tell him to apply for a credit card? See, here's the thing. Let me pause real quick. My team and I, we're holding your hand. See, this is what I realized. If people need more, when I worked at the dealership and I sold over 500 cars in less than 4 years, I saw that there were many people that had credit scores and they didn't know how to maximize that credit score. When I got my real estate license and I've personally helped over hundreds of people and thousands of people nationally qualify for homeownership, I realized that people were in apartments and they had no idea that they can buy their own apartment. They had no idea that if they had been denied with another mortgage lender, they could just simply go to another mortgage lender. Let me say this. Just because you have direct deposit and you have a checking account and you have a savings account and you have multiple accounts at these bigger banks don't do a lot of these mortgage loans. They don't do 620s, right? They'll kick you out. Let me pause real quick. There's somebody watching this right now that wants to go into home ownership. You applied to go into home ownership and you got denied. Now you're thinking that you cannot qualify for home ownership. You know what the problem is? Right activity, wrong bank. Well, no, Chase Bank, they got all my accounts, and Fifth Third, they got all my accounts, and PNC, they got all my accounts. Yeah, but they don't specialize in 620s, right? During the pandemic, they was kicking people out. If you had less than a 680, there were people that were getting kicked out of not literally kicked out the bank. They were getting denied home loans, and they were thinking that they could not buy a home. Now they say, man, I finally got the 680. I finally got the 720. They can't tell me nothing. Man, you could have been got that house long time ago. I'm here to tell you that you need to get a second opinion. You need to talk to a credit strategist. You need to talk to somebody who's helped a lot of people. Y'all tell me when to stop. All right, so now here's the thing. Then he says, now this is not me, and I ain't pay Marcus to say this, and I hope he don't be looking for no money, but check this out. And when I tell you that Calvin knows the game, he knows the game. I just got approved for this credit card, and he said, if you get it, congratulations, because I already knew what was going to happen. He said, so thank you, Calvin and the team, for my outstanding game plan that I'm going to keep following. By the way, he's not the only one from the 850 Club Elite. I know y'all up in here. Go ahead and comment the word elite if you guys are a part of the 850 Club Elite. These are people who are not just improving their credit scores. They're getting closer to their goals. Did y'all know we have someone from the 850 Club Elite closing on their first rental property next week? He was just watching videos in December. He found us probably in November, right? Now, Mr. Morris, I don't know, Marcus, if you up in here, not Edwards, but Morris, when did you find out about the channel? He went from watching us on YouTube to binge watching the videos to joining the 850 Club Elite. He was already improving his credit score. Then he said, I want to buy property. I said, I got you. You qualify for property right now, up to 4 units. He said, get out of here. Now he's about to close on property. That's what we do here. This is different. This is not, listen, this ain't your cousin helping you with your credit. I know I got family watching this, so if I am your cousin, then that's me. But this ain't the friend down the street helping you with your credit. This ain't somebody random telling you to do something. Okay? I'm telling you exactly what the banks want to see. There's no tricks, there's no hacks, and we don't even talk about disputes. Because honestly, the banks don't even care about they really don't care about negative items. They care about what have you done recently. Let me keep going. I don't want to keep telling y'all some old stories. But anyway, check this out. Marcus just got approved for American Express. Not bad for somebody who just for someone who just followed their game plan. Not bad, right? Not bad for someone who just followed their game plan. Listen, if there's anybody in here that is interested in learning more about the 850 Club Elite, I'm going to put a QR code right there at the top of the screen. You can scan it with your phone. I'm going to also put the link inside of the chat as well, too. Okay, I'm going to put that down at the bottom. I know. Listen, I know. Let me see here. Give me a second. I'm going to put this in here. We're good to go. All right. Listen, we got 850 Club Elite here. They're in the building. Now, check this out. We got people getting credit limit increases when they didn't think that they could get credit limit increases. You guys see this? Now, I'm telling you this. Credit scores are going up. So it's not just about the scores. This getting the credit score up, that's part one. A lot of people leave you at part one. Imagine us getting on an elevator because everybody want to go up in life, but we're getting on an elevator and you're like, man, let me see if somebody can help me. You go from floor 1 to floor 2 and you think that that's it. I'm here to let you know that there's more that you can do. It's not about credit. It's about what you're looking to do. It's about maximizing what we have access to. Y'all see this? Let me just zoom out because usually I just narrow this down to one situation, but it's been so many success stories in the last couple of weeks. It's going crazy right now, man. But either way, let's keep going. Shout out to Marcus Edwards, elite member of the day. All right. Now let's go and get into the comments because this is where people get crazy. All right. So was this good information? Yes or yes? I'm sure it was. All right. So all right, let's keep going. Marcus Morris is in the house. Just so y'all know, this is Marcus here. We're going to act a fool. Listen, check this out. Check this out. If you are a viewer, I'm about to do something real crazy now. If you guys live in Chicago or in Illinois, we need to just pull up at Marcus Morris's. He closes on his rental property next week. I'm going to keep you guys posted. Keep watching the channel. We're going to keep everybody posted. We're going to act a fool. If y'all want to listen, y'all want to meet Marcus in person, see me in person, things of that sort. We are going to be at his closing. Now, I don't have a date yet, but it's looking like, I think Marcus is going to be like July. What day is that again, Marcus? I know you probably put it in the chat. It's been a minute. Let me pull a calendar up. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's the 19th. Is that Juneteenth? I know you're not buying property on Juneteenth. Man, making the ancestors happy out here. But anyway, I'll keep you guys posted. I think it's the 17th or the 19th. But listen, we're going to pull up and we're going to let y'all know the address and everything, okay? And we're going to go live. So either way, I'll keep you guys posted on that because Marcus went from watching a video, listen, because many of you all have goals. Put goals in the comments if you have a goal that you're looking to accomplish in 2025. Listen, let me tell you all how to accomplish your goals this year. You got to join the 850 Club Elite. If you want to accomplish your goals, just subscribe to the channel. We'll help you get there. But if you want to get there faster, somebody put in the comments faster. If you want to get there faster, we need to know where you are right now. We need to know how many accounts you have open right now. What banks that you may have messed up some relationships in the past. I need to know that right now. I need to know your goals right now. I need to know what kind of car you're driving. I need to know your monthly payments. I need to know what your credit cards look like. I need to know what your goals are. You say, well, I already got a house. When are we buying the second one? If you want the second one. You say, well, I just want to keep renting. No problem. Do you want to own a rental property to help others? Right? I promise you your bank account like when you're collecting rent versus just paying rent, but that's another video. Okay. I'm not trying to sell you on anything. I'm just reminding you of the things you said you wanted to do. See, a lot of times when we're children, we're younger, we think about what we want to do in the future. We have all these goals and dreams and aspirations. Then we get hit with life. We get bills, we get jobs, we get taxes, all kind of stuff, and just start just slapping you in the face. And you say, I ain't gonna worry about that goal anymore. I guess home ownership isn't for me. I guess buying a car isn't for me. I know many of you all are thinking that. I'm here to tell you, I'm here to remind you, I'm here to show you who you really are. You just need a plan. You just need a strategy. Some of you all need to be around more positive people. Some of the reasons that's holding you back, you don't think it is. But some of you all are around too many negative people. You say, oh, I want to go into homeownership. No, man, you don't want to do that, man. Right now is not a good time, man. You know, the price is up, interest rates is up, everything is up. Sound like a lot of excuses are up, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Will interest rates come down? Man, we've been talking about interest rates coming down for 2 years. If you'd have bought a house 2 years ago, it would have cost less 2 years ago. So listen, you need to get around people accomplishing their goals, not always making an excuse or telling you why you shouldn't do it. I'm going to tell you something that may hurt your feelings. Some of you all may unsubscribe or leave this video. I hope not, but I'm just want you to watch this. Some people, they don't want you to accomplish your goal at all. Some people, this is where it gets really bad. Some people don't want you to accomplish your goal before they do. My barber will tell you that. He's probably watching right now if he's not cutting hair on his way to the house. He was qualifying for a house. And one of his older co-workers, they was going through the home buying process too. Y'all got to hear from him and sound better. But anyway, he said, man, I'm going through the home buying process too. He was like, yeah, man, I thought about it, man, but I think I'm a hold off, man, because everybody's saying right now is not a good time and things of that sort. And honestly, man, you probably should hold off too. Interest rates going up, prices going up. It's probably not making the most sense or whatever. But mind you, this was back in 2021, right? Sound crazy right now, right? He was like, man, you know what? I think I'm just going to just wait. You probably should wait too. Whole time, he was about to close. Right now, I know some of you all are not around negative people. Some of you all have no idea what I'm talking about. Right. But sometimes people don't want you to win. I want you to win. I win when you win. I brag on you. If you watch any of my video, I don't talk about myself. I talk about what I've learned. And I said, listen, I like the fact that there's information in my brain. And I'm like, oh, man, if they just knew this, they'll be where they want to be. The problem is some of you all don't want to ask for help. I get it. You want to get it out the mud. I ain't got to get it out the mud. I would rather get it clean. I don't want to get my hands dirty. I don't want to get the dirt up under my fingernails. I don't want to have to wash my clothes. I don't want to have to smell like outside. Y'all know it smells like outside. I know we got different races in here. Y'all know what outside smell like, right? Yeah, right. So listen, you don't have to get out the mud anymore. The mud days are over. Okay. Somebody put in the comments, no more mud. Okay. You don't have to get out the mud. We can do this the clean way. Here's the clean way. You need to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for a strategy. It's okay to talk to a coach. It's okay to talk to a strategist. See, the most valuable asset is time. And many of you all are wasting it. You're just like, oh, I watched this video on Ava, credit builder. Maybe I should get that. Maybe you should. Maybe you shouldn't. And nobody says that. Nobody says maybe you shouldn't do that, right? You say, oh, well, I just heard about this new credit card. Maybe I'm going to go ahead and get that. Well, maybe you should, but maybe you shouldn't because you already got so many credit cards and you keep getting them so quick in time and you're trying to figure out why your credit score keeps dropping. I'm just trying to help you. I just want to help you accomplish your goals. You said that, listen, I'm just reminding you of what you say you want to do. You say you want to get into a house. What's the next step? Some of you all don't know the next step. You don't know the next step. I want to help you get the next step. Listen, I'm not going to say no names. There's a girl who said that she wanted to buy a house. This was last year. Y'all know where I'm going with this. So she sent me a message. She says, hey, I want to go into homeownership. This is 2024. And she says, well, this is my credit score. I said, hey, listen, you need to consider joining the 850 Club Elite. I said, listen, we're helping people qualify for homes in 90 days or less. She says, okay, cool. No problem. I'll get started. A year has gone by. She's still not in the 850 Club Elite. Guess what? She now wants to get started, which is fine. I'm not knocking it. It's going to cost you more if you keep waiting. There were people in 2018 when I got my real estate license. They said, man, Calvin, I'm going to buy a house this year. I'm going to buy property. And I'm just using the home as an example. And they said, man, I'm going to go ahead and get my credit right. They didn't get their credit right in 2018. Then they got back with me in 2020 and said, man, you know what? I heard it's crazy right now. I need to buy property. Yeah, you should. The prices keep going up, man. I don't know what to do. You gotta stop trying to control things you can't control. You can't control gas prices. You can't control home prices. You can't control taxes. You can't control the weather. Stop. Control what you can control. It's going to cost you more if you keep waiting. And this is not just homes. What, the cars cost more now? Right? Interest rates keep going up. Anyway, again, I'm just trying to help you. I don't want a whole spiel just talking about markets. But anyway, we're going to keep y'all posting on when that closing date is. I'm sure he in the comments ain't got there yet, but we're going to keep talking about it. Rich is in the house. Appreciate you being here, sir. Grinding for the bag is in the building, right? Grinding for the bag. Listen, we don't watch grinding go from the 500 credit scores. If any of you all been watching the YouTube channel, we've been watching. Listen, if y'all know grinding's story, okay, it's really his story. Now he keep talking all day long inside the 850 Club Elite. But I love it because he's trying to help people. And that's what this is. We're trying to shorten your learning curve. I know you can do it on your own. I know you're trying to say I did this all by myself. I know you're trying to say that. I get it. But let's be smart about this. Shorten your learning curve. Okay? Here, check this out. I'm gonna go ahead. Let me pull this up here real quick. Listen, pull out your phones right now, guys. Pull out your phone right now. Scan the QR code right there on your screen. Okay. Scan the QR code right there on your screen to join the 850 Club Elites. We're waiting for you. We're waiting to tell your story. Y'all want to keep talking about these? Y'all keep wanting me to talk about everybody else but you? But yeah, I guess so. Moving on. All right, we got Albert in the house. Good afternoon, sir. Appreciate you being here. We got Nick in the building. This is the California people right here. It's still early over there. What's going on, Nick? Appreciate you being here. Richard is in the house, right? He said howdy from the cult member. Listen, this is an inside joke. Check this out. Somebody was watching a live the other day, and they was saying how, man, this is like a cult. Probably is. I don't know what qualifies, but I'm saying that to say, listen, we are just addicted to execution at 850 Club. Y'all hear this? See, some of you all get addicted to information and then you get allergic to execution, right? Where it's like, oh, I watched this video. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. You having all these conversations with ChatGPT. You telling your friends, you're telling your family, you're telling your wife, you're telling your husband, you're telling your kids what you going to do. Haven't done step one. I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm just trying to remind you of how you felt when you said you was going to do this. You said you was tired of your landlord. What's your next step? Somebody put in the comments, what's your next step? You said you was tired of your landlord constantly going up on rent. What's your next step? You said you were tired of all the gunshots around your house. What's your next step? You said you was tired of the school district. What are you going to do about it? You said your car always giving you trouble. It's always costing you more. What is your next step? You say you're tired of the monthly payment. You can barely afford the monthly payment to the car you say you need, but you won't take the next step to refinance it. You won't take the next step to trade it in. You won't take the next step to give it to. I'm trying to walk you through this process here. Let's keep going. Right? Y'all know what it is. Carla's in the house. By the way, listen, we talked about Carla 2-3 weeks ago. You know, Carla is saving $100 a month on her car payments now. Yeah. You know what she did? She watched the video just like this. She took out her phone. She scanned the QR code. Then she followed the instructions. Now she's saving $100 a month on her car payment. I know we got ballers in the room. I know we got people that got so much money. They don't care what they save. I know we got those people watching this right now. I totally get it. It's not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep. It's about how much are you keeping, right? So again, if Carla's saving $100 a month, that's $1,200 a year. So let me ask you a question, because y'all like vacations. What would $1,200 do to your next vacation? What would $1,200 do to your next Christmas? What would $1,200? Because listen, what about you? What would $1,200 do for your birthday when it come up? Moving on. Annie's in the house. Antoine, what's going on, sir? Appreciate you being here. You know he's in the building. You know, listen, you know, you come on up in the elite now. You done showed up on the live. You know they're going to have words for you. All right. Albert says it's got to make sense. Marcus says it's got to make sense. All right, Richard. So here, I'm going to be wrapping this up in a couple minutes. But Richard, I'll answer that inside of the 850 Club Elite. Don't worry. You know I got you. Lisa Stocks is in the house. Stock market is going up and down. I know Lisa out here making some money. Appreciate you being here. Anna says it's got to make sense. All right. Y'all do know this. For those who wondering, this is my sister, by the way. Shout out to my sister, always supporting. All right. So per usual. All right. So now Marcus says got to take responsibility. Okay. You got to do this for sure. Okay. So now Miss Danny says I always try to settle for delete, and every time they tell me no. Don't worry about it, Miss Danny. We're just gonna we're gonna build around it. Don't worry about it. We're gonna build around it. Okay. Listen, we're not gonna spend time on it. Now should we pay a collection? That's up to you. That's up to you, but you can build around it, because some collections, man, we may not be in a financial position to pay a $6,000 collection, a $15,000 collection, right? So we're just going to build around it. We'll be fine. Marcus says, my man knows what he's talking about. By the way, this is somebody who's going to be collecting rent in less than 30 days. Okay. That's for sure. Anthony says, I have 5 collections on my credit reports. This will be the 7th year next year. I'm waiting to that time and hopefully they will drop off. Is this wise? Absolutely, Anthony. Matter of fact, you can go ahead. I got a video where I talked about how to request early removal. We giving out gems today. Giving out gems today. All right. Annie says we don't have to wait. Margaret says preach. I hope I don't sound like a preacher today. I try my best not to. Samantha's in the house. Appreciate you being here. All right. Cassandra says changing from phone to TV. There you go. Jason says, am I live? This is a real live, Jason. Jason be watching our premieres and he'd be like, listen, is this live for real? If it say it's live, well, no, I won't say that because I will be adding some different stuff coming up and it's going to say it's live, but I'll let you guys know if it's really live or if it's not live. This is really live. Okay. All right. So either way, Travis Benjamin in the house. All right. Marcus says he's in here. Appreciate you being here, sir. Listen, appreciate you being here, sir. Calvin is a man. You're hearing preaching. He just speaking facts. Appreciate you being here, man. He says, listen, Marcus, we need to wrap up on that property. Get that money. Y'all see this? Y'all see how we support people? Listen, most of us have never met each other, but we're supporting people because we're around people that's goal oriented, that's going after something. Sometimes you just got to be around people. It's called proximity. It's just being in the community, being in the neighborhood around people that says, listen, this is what I want to do. Listen, I'm going to put the link inside the chat, guys. If you can't scan the QR code, I'm going to put it right here inside the chat. So listen, y'all better jump up in here. This is the 850 Club Elite, where we can most definitely help you improve your credit score and accomplish your credit goals. I'm about to leave in a couple seconds, guys. I'm kind of going through the comments real quick. Okay. So appreciate you guys being here for sure. Okay. Let's see what we got. Fitness says, what credit cards can I get pre-approved for $695 with no hard pull? See, I got to see what you got right now, because honestly, there's a lot of credit cards that you can get. As a matter of fact, the list of cards that you can't get is a shorter list. That's the best I can tell you. Okay. Regina says, congrats to Marcus. Right. Appreciate you all for sure. So we'll keep you guys posted. Look at all these people that's got goals this year. Regina says she has goals. David says they got goals. Trent says they got goals. Richard says he has goals. He's trying to get there faster. Marcus says the 17th. Y'all know we're going to pull up. Y'all know we're going to pull up in the building, act a fool. So listen, we're going to keep y'all posted on this one. It's going to be crazy. Okay. All right. Y'all going to see for sure. Regina says dry haters definitely don't want to see you shine. Jason says, I'm not going to lie. Mr. Calvin will get you where you are trying to be. All you got to do is follow the steps he provides you with. I'm telling you. That's it. All right, guys, listen. Marcus says it took me 45 days. I believe it to get to this point where I'm about to close. But my lender will check the paperwork. Yep, keep us posted. Listen, keep us posted. Okay. All right. So either way, guys, I'm kind of scrolling. Okay, good. Look at that. Oriel is in the house, man. Florida is in the house. Listen, guys, I gotta go. But listen, if you want more positivity, if you want to get closer to your credit goals, if you're tired of just talking about things, if you want a real strategy, if you want to actually be around people that's trying to get somewhere closer, they're lowering their car payments, they're getting the credit cards they're looking for, they're qualifying for home ownership. I got people that's on their second home now, their second property right now. We just helped somebody close on their second rental property right now. There's a girl, we talked about this videos ago, where I helped her with her credit 2-3 years ago to get her first house. She didn't think she could do it then. Now she's on her second house and she got the nerve to go ahead and do Airbnb on the first property that she didn't think she could get. She believes in herself now. All you guys need is somebody to believe in you. This is more than just church. This is actual strategy. Not that there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm saying you need more than just the powwow session. You need an actual strategy based on your current situation. I'll see you guys in the 850 Club Elite. Scan the QR code right there on your screen or click right there. Native, he says, answer my question right quick. I gotta go. But listen, you want me to answer your question though? It's going to be in the 850 Club Elite. Tell them, guys, tell them where it's at. Tell them where you can get your questions answered every single day. And trust me, and you don't even have to wait for me to answer your question, because there are people that have already gone through what you've went through. Okay. And don't forget, we also got over, what's the number now? Like 1,200 videos on the channel now. I don't know how many free videos